How to make money doing what you want. I learned how to make money doing what I want, so I am here to let you know it is possible. In today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to my former coach, 𝗡𝗢𝗃𝗍𝗍. 𝗡𝗢𝗃𝗍𝗍 is a successful entrepreneur, a podcaster. She has a new podcast called Get Effin' Real, and this is the woman that changed my life. We're going to share with you all of the strategies and secrets that Lisa taught me to change my life and my career, so that you can do it too. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that, yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that, let's fix that.
Okay, so we are here with 𝗡𝗢𝗃𝗍𝗍, world-renowned coach, entrepreneur, and just an all-around badass person. Like, this is my former coach. I am so excited to be bringing this person to you. We're going to have a real conversation, and Lisa is going to share all of her secrets. Welcome, welcome, 𝗡𝗢𝗃𝗍𝗍.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Woo woo!
I just love your energy. So you're getting it started. And first of all, that is the thing that drew me to her. Like I said, this is my former coach. So let's get right to it. Because like I said, no fluff. Let's start and I want you to just share all of the secrets, spill all the beans. So obviously I went from this working person, working at a bank, a job I absolutely hated, but I was making six figures, but absolutely miserable, never had time. And you come along, I see you on a stage and you're beautiful and you're with this other millionaire and you're a millionaire. And it was almost like you guys were superheroes to me. I'll be really honest with you. You were like a superhero that I could relate to. So let's go there. How do you, you told me something I'd never heard before, never really thought was possible, that you could make money doing what you want. So so that's the secret, because most people don't believe it. So talk to us. Tell us 𝗡𝗢𝗃𝗍𝗍's formula for that.
Well, Noel, I am so thrilled to be here at just having one of my former clients interviewing me on their kick-ass show is just the best test. It just makes my year, even though it's only January, makes my year. The last 2 years, I'll say. And I remember, y'all, I have to just tell you what Noel was like. She had her computer attached to her. She'd be in these retreats that we were brainstorming and stuff. And she'd be emailing her bank, people. And, she'd be like, oh, I got to duck out for this, got to duck out for that. And of course she has all these children in this family. And the frenetic energy was so palpable. And yet the brilliance that was simmering underneath, that was just waiting to bust out, was so clear to me. And I feel like the best thing I contributed to you was for you to get clear on what you want. I think that is how you make money, doing what you want, is you get clear on what you want. Yes. And then you start to look at what is in your way. What do I need to get out of my way in order to do the thing that I want? And that's where I always thought it was so magnificent how you were willing to make the hard decisions. You left your job while we were in our, our coaching relationship. You kicked that job to the curb. And that is scary. That is the scariest move I think it is for people that have a job.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You made it not scary. So let's talk about the clarity, because I'm telling you, hallelujah. I would always sing your praises. I promise you. You've been someone that has been in my life and in my mind, and someone that I'm appreciative for. And the gratitude that I have for you is because you gave me that clarity. So talk to the audience and tell us, how did you, because that was mind shifting for me. Clarity. Talk about that.
Okay. Well, the first thing that I do, and I always hold space for clients when they want clarity, because I call myself the queen of clarity.
Yes.
And
you are the queen.
What are you tolerating in your life? And this brings us to this GFR commandments, that Get Effin' Real commandments. These 12 things are basically, in the 20 years that I've been coaching folks that want to do what they want to do, how do they get in their way? That's what these 12 things are.
Yes.
And number one, not really in any order, but number one happens to be, don't compromise. And And each of these commandments has a question that kind of helps you see, okay, is this the one for me? And this one is, what am I tolerating? And it is the best place to start, because when we really look at what we're tolerating, everything from the messy garage to the boss that's an ass, like, it's so revealing.
Yes.
It's so revealing. And then we get to see, like, what am I putting up with? And it's confronting. And I think you did that really well.
No, I mean, I think it was the process. You really had a process. I remember the worksheet. I'm going to tell everybody, get your, 12 commandments, because I know they are like the Bible commandments. And I'm telling you guys, she's amazing. But there was a worksheet and a process that you took me through that I just remember, where I had to write down, what was important to me and what wasn't. And like you said, what was getting in the way, and even the clarity on not just what I wanted to do, but your line, picking a horse and riding it and really saying, okay, this is it. You can make money doing pretty much whatever you want, because you opened my eyes, and we'll get to that in a second, that there were all of these different types of entrepreneurs. I went to business school and got so in this box, and I thought that people had to be in a box, and you opened that box and showed me there was no box. And so talk about the process of the clarity, because you helped me clarify 3 things: the business that I wanted, what was in my way, and how to stay focused on it once I decided.
Yes. Well, and I would say that really falls under GFR commandment number 3.
Okay.
You guys are going to love this one. It is, don't worry about being normal, proper, or polite. And the confession question for that one is, where am I not speaking my truth? And this is it, right? This is where the rubber meets the road, is like, where am I not taking a stand for the thing that I want to take a stand for? I call it your soapbox. And you had such a passion for real estate, and you just kept saying, it's so easy, and people just make it harder than it needs to be. And you were so passionate about, it doesn't need to be so hard. So I would say, that's your soapbox. In real estate investment does not need to be hard.
Right.
And it could be easy. And I can show you how. That was your soapbox. And I want y'all to ask yourself, where am I not speaking my truth? Where am I not taking a stand? Where am I worrying about being normal, proper, and polite? So I'm holding myself back, because you know what? We cannot tolerate any of that anymore. The world needs you to stand on your soapbox, say your thing to the people that you're supposed to be saying it to.
Yes, 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 and more yes. And again, that's where I'm saying you're opening this box, because this is where you opened my mind. You said to me about not being this is the perfect commandment, because I was afraid of being on social media. I was afraid of what people might say. I was afraid I had went to school for this, and now I wanted to do that. I had all of these rules that weren't really rules.
Oh, and I even remember, y'all are probably not even going to believe this one, but Noelle didn't want to have her photos or her pictures in her marketing.
Yes, true story.
Look at her now. You can't even believe it. But that was we were like, no, you're gorgeous and amazing and inspiring, and your image needs to be in your marketing.
And it's so funny, because I interviewed a person that helped me with my social media, and she said the same thing. So everybody is going to believe you at this point, because it's so true. And this is what I'm saying. All these hangups. I didn't want my picture. I didn't want my photo. I thought, no, that is for children, or that is for Kim Kardashian. That's not for a person who is serious about business. And I was just so wrong. You basically slapped me around for a year. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
And, I feel like I just dislodged this, you already had this energy and you were wanting to break out. And I feel like I kind of gave you enough of a shove that just kind of broke a bunch of stuff free. And,
what it was?
You were waiting. It was waiting to happen.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, it was you. It was you. Do not sell yourself short. When I tell you, this woman is you're so transformed. That's the word I think I will use. You're not a person that's angry or upset. And it was really how I could mentor your temperament and your enthusiasm. And it's like I saw...
And self-compassion.
Yes.
Self-compassion. You needed to be easier on yourself and more loving with yourself and give yourself a freaking break.
Yes, yes. And you were a mom, and Bella, and I was just like... Wait, you can be a mom and you don't have to just stay at home with them and get chastised?
And meanwhile, I have one and Noelle you have 5, right? Do I have that number right? And I was like, just like, so like in awe of you. So back at you.
Thank you. Thank you. So next thing that we have to talk about, because this is what everybody is going to want to know. Like, okay, so we talked about the clarity, and then you talked about just like not necessarily how, because again, you can make money doing anything. And that's really the message is. But you opened my mind to, I met all different types of entrepreneurs. And I know you have coached all different types of people, not just real estate, which people think is very practical or business. But talk to me about some of your other clients that you coached and let people know that it really is not just real estate that you can be successful in.
Oh my gosh. And most of the people that I work with are marketing or selling themselves in some way. So, I have a couple people that have like, things that they sell, but it's mostly like, oh gosh, I have a lawyer who does estate planning, but she does it like from the heart. Yeah. And I have a gal who has a hearing care facility who is like groundbreaking in also adding heart to hearing care. I think there's a theme here. I have an animal communicator. I have somebody who helps people get ready for their TEDx talks. I have somebody who helps people get over their money stuff when it comes to selling. And there's like such a wide gamut, but these people all are like, feel like I'm like giving myself, like I'm selling and marketing myself, which I think is sometimes we need to get over ourselves even more. We have more hangups when we're marketing or selling ourselves versus a widget or like a creation or something like that. Even if we're an artist and you're selling, I worked with multiple artists one, it was a painter who taught how to mix colors. Another one was a visual artist that sold her works that were like spiritual. And so many of them are like, how do I talk about what I do? Like, especially because I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, but you're the queen of that. Like the humility, the thing you would always teach me about talking through humility and credibility. I still remember that and I still tell that and teach that to my students because it was funny. You verbalized something that I used to do in real estate. So one of the ways that I made a ton of money in real estate was telling people about my foreclosure. I have been through foreclosure. You don't want to go through that. Here's some other options and really just connecting with them on that level. You know what I mean? So when you brought that home about credibility and vulnerability, that's kind of the key to selling yourself. So you could teach a little bit on that. Go ahead.
Well, it relates to that commandment. It's so juicy. Don't worry about being normal, proper, or polite because, when we look at the confession question, which is where am I not speaking my truth? That's where the vulnerability comes in. It's like, where am I not sharing my stuff? And y'all have heard about imposter syndrome, right? Yes. It's like where we like, who am I to, whatever. I've made a discovery in the last year, Noelle, with this confession sort of format. And I actually have a membership called the GFR Squad. And we use these 12 GFR commandments. Each month we talk about one. And what I noticed is the more that people speak their truth and confess, the less imposter syndrome there is, because now they're like, oh, well, I'm being myself. Wow. I'm sharing my vulnerability. Yes. It's fascinating. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's so fascinating.
Okay, wait a minute. You said something super powerful there. And I really need people to hear. Imposter syndrome is so big. And so let's quickly, for those who do not know what it is. So as you become successful and you start to act as if, and you become the person that you are trying to be, not trying, but the person you are becoming, you start to feel like you're an imposter. You start to doubt yourself. You start to feel guilty. You start to feel like maybe you're lying to people. All of these weird emotions come up, and they came up for me. And you were pivotal in helping me with that. So yes, it's important. It is so important, as you said, sharing the vulnerabilities, telling your real story, like, yeah, this happened to me, really does just help you. It just gets rid of imposter syndrome.
And you want to have a mentor and a community around you where you can be yourself, where you can let your hair down, where you could be a money expert stressing about money and an anxiety expert having anxiety. Like that's what the GFR Squad is. It's like, you get to come and let your hair down. And it's awesome. No, I haven't really told you about it. And it's only $20 a month because I'm like, you know what? We need to be in community. We need to like have a place where we can GFR and where I can GFR. And I notice the more that I share about my vulnerability, my F-ups, my, like all of the ways that I get in my own way, people are like, thank you. Oh my God, it's so great to know you screw up. And it's so great to know that you sometimes feel like an imposter. And
Yes.
and that's what I love about you. And I'm sure your clients love about you is that you share like, this is where I came from, or maybe it was just this morning, because right, we're all in this together. And maybe some of us are further along in certain aspects, but we're all pretty badass.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, so let's get to our next question because this is super important and you are the expert on this. So let's talk through why you want to learn how to do things instead of someone doing it for you. Like I said, you were my coach, you were my mentor, but you didn't get to really do anything for me. I had to do it myself and I had my rough moments. So talk to me how you help someone through that because you were so good. Like talk me through how you coach someone to know that they have to do it themselves in order to be successful. You can't really have someone do it for you.
It's interesting because there's the getting a coach that can guide me and help me find my own way, right? And then there's like the stuff that you delegate. So I feel like you had both things going on. It was like you're like doing it all yourself, like all of the tech stuff and all the email stuff.
Yes.
You're like kind of hoarding, all the stuff. But then of course you want to be a mom, so you're like, okay, I need to delegate. And then you want to make sure that you have a mentor. And I actually call myself an unmentor now.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do because I feel like my role is to help people find their own way, what feels good to them. Like this is like, I'm not going to give you like, this is the right way, that you got to do it this way. And because here's the thing, that's so disempowering. And I'm all about having people feeling themselves and they don't when you're like, you got to do it this way. And then they're like, oh, but I don't really totally feel that way. And I got this fear and, oh, I must be messing it all up. And, and then they kind of forget how awesome they are. So I'm all about reminding people how awesome they are. And I'm just there guiding them. Like you used to say, like, I would hear what you would say in my head, what Lisa would do. And like, to me, that's success because I'm really, it's not really my voice. It's really your voice. So what is your voice? What is your intuition telling you is so important.
It is. That's a great point. I remember you teaching me I am enough, And you're right. It is empowering when you do it yourself and when you overcome obstacles yourself. And you're right. It's not a mentor like step 1, step 2, step 3. And it's funny because I try to tell people we have our own paths and our own journeys. But I'm giving you some tools and some blueprints that I follow. But you're going to have your own story and your own path and your own properties or whatever it is that's yours. And that is something that I think people don't get enough of. And you really get empowering others and how empowering it is when you overcome something yourself, and you really fight through it and push past it.
Yeah. And I remember in your courses, you would give an overview of like, this is like the 12 ways you can go do it. And it was like, pick your way. Like it doesn't need to. And I feel like some of the other people were like, no, you need to do it this way. And you're like, no, there's all these ways. And I've done this and I've done that. And really empowering people to find their way. And I feel like that's what I'm doing, when I'm coaching people is like, there is not a right way to sell. There is not a right way to market. There is not a right way to leverage your program. There isn't a right way. There's your way. There's all these possibilities and there's your way. So that's what I'm about now,
I am like applauding, because that is like the core to why I think you are one of the greats. You really to the core get that success is not modeling or copying someone else. Success is within you. You're going to have to define it for yourself and what that looks like for you. If you use someone else's definition of success, you'll never be happy.
It's an interesting thing to navigate because it's okay to be inspired by others, right? And it's okay to, see Noelle and how, and be like, oh, I want that. But to know like you are also powerful and you just need to like unlock things and get out of your own way. Like you said, I had all these hangups. It's like, okay, figure out what your hangups are. And that's where the GFR commandments, they will confront you. They will help you see, where am I in my own way? Where is there like the thing that is so close? I can't see beyond it. I'm just so excited for your listeners to get like a nice dose of this and then to feel empowered to find their own way.
Yes. Now, this is a phenomenal point that Lisa 𝗀𝗃𝗏 brings up, and we must discuss what a coach or mentor actually does. Your coach or mentor can help guide you. They can hold you accountable. They can give you tips and tricks and help you navigate a new area of expertise that you are undertaking. But they cannot, and I repeat this, they cannot do anything for you to make you successful. You have to take the action yourself. Trust me, I've invested in many coaches, and sometimes it worked out and sometimes it didn't. But if it didn't, trust me, it was because of me, not the coach. There are great players and they need a great coach. I was a great player like Michael Jordan or LeBron James, but I still needed a great coach. And a great coach can take you to that next level if you're a great player. Phil Jackson, all these great coaches, they can't do anything with a player that won't get in the game and start making shots. You gotta get in the game, and that's what your coach or mentor will help you do. They are not an expert, I repeat that, and they cannot make you successful, but they can guide and help you to your success. And that's really what you want anyway, so that you can feel empowered, so that you can feel successful, so that you can feel like you made it and you accomplished something. No one can do this for you. That's gonna come from you doing what you said you were gonna do, and a coach or a mentor can help you get there a little bit faster, from my experience. Now let's get back to this interview. I think we came to a great point. There are so many people that don't know that you can do what you want and make money, and they don't know how to do what they want and make money. And it's usually because of some past hangups and some mistakes. Do you have a commandment for that?
I do. I have a commandment for that.
I bet you do.
And these commandments it's just the things I would say over and over again to people that were like, why aren't I marketing? And why aren't I selling? And why aren't I doing the things that, I know I need to be doing? And we would dig in. And so this one is commandment number 11, embrace you are not the same person you were when you made those mistakes, and they will not repeat.
Wow.
Embrace you're not the same person you were when you made those mistakes, and they will not repeat. Oh, such a great one, because we had a bad partnership, 10 years ago, and we're like, I'm never partnering again, or I tried to do real estate. I'm sure you hear that all the time, and I fail. And it's like, well, you didn't do it my way, right? So yes. The confession question for this is it will help you dig in and see if this is for you. What past mistakes are causing me self-doubt now? What past mistakes are causing me self-doubt now? It's so illuminating. I still find myself like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then I hear myself say, well, last time you went into debt, bought that thing and did it. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was in there. So just know that all y'all watching, you are a different person than you were even last week, right? And from 2020, we are all completely different people. We have learned so much about ourselves. So just know whatever that mistake is that's causing you self-doubt now, you are not that same person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that is a powerful one, because you're right. That was the thing that held me back from wanting to teach real estate. Remember, I had failed at real estate. So it was like, well, yeah, I'll tell people so I can get their property, but I definitely probably shouldn't teach it. And it was the exact opposite of that.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up, because something I say to people is, if you're an expert, 10% of what you know will help somebody in a huge way.
Yeah.
You don't need to be the ultimate PhD, double major, whatever, anointed by the whoever needs to anoint you. 10% of what you can help change somebody's life. So you can let go of needing to get another degree or certification and just start now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that was one of the things that you really taught me too. When we're talking about how to make money doing what you want, I had all of these traditional ideas that you needed to go to school or get another degree or get a certification. And I remember you literally saying those exact words to me. You do not need any more certifications or anything else. You are enough.
Yes, you are. And I'm so glad you listened. It's been so awesome to reconnect with you, because I didn't even know about your awesome YouTube channel and all the things that you've been doing. And I saw that you were just magnetic. When you put yourself out there, you're magnetic. And I want everybody listening to know, you are too. Don't put that's the other thing. Don't put the people that you see on pedestals, like us influencer teacher people. We're not that different.
Right.
So,
we are we're
you're
very
just like
human, very normal. I tell people I'm very average. I know it sounds like you said, I didn't want to put, and I was an idiot. I didn't want to put my picture. I didn't want to go on social media. I didn't think I should charge for my services. I didn't think just foolishness. So long story short, Lisa, you are the queen. Let's talk about your commandments. How can people get them?
Oh, yes. Okay. So if you want all 12 GFR commandments and then like a little process to help you figure out which one is for you, it's not a 12-step program. So you get them all and you pick the one that you're working on. Go to 𝗓FR.life. That's the website, 𝗓FR.life/12C. I'm sure we'll put a link below.
Yes, we will.
And grab your commandments. And then check out the show, the GFR show. Our whole thing is straight talk and confessions from successful, soulful entrepreneurs. So you hear like the nitty gritty of how they effed up and they were like in jail and bankruptcy and suicidal and like all of these things that are real. Like these are just real things that we all have, and how that birthed their business and they now do what they want to do. And so it'll inspire you no matter what is going on around you. And you're like, no, this ain't happening. Listen to my show and you're going to hear stories that are so much worse or maybe similar, and you'll see where they ended up. So that's on anywhere you find podcasts is the Get Effin' Real show, or GFR.
Get Effin' Real. So this is my guest, Lisa 𝗀𝗀𝗃. Get Effin' Real. Make sure you check out her podcast and her 12 commandments. Thank you so much, Lisa 𝗀𝗀𝗃, for being on this show. You have changed my life, and you're a gift from God. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this, because this is the woman who changed my life. I hope you got that. Lisa 𝗀𝗀𝗃 has created more millionaires than the lottery. That's a joke, but I really think it's true. She has taught so many successful entrepreneurs how to make money doing what they want. And it's not all of these strategic and tactics and things that we think. It really is about becoming empowered and pushing past some of your obstacles. Lisa is an amazing coach, amazing entrepreneur, and now she is changing people's lives. If you want my free book, check it out at noellsfreebook.com. That's Noelle, Noelles, free, FREE book.com, noellsfreebook.com, where you can get my new book, Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, absolutely free. I've poured into this book and I share all of the details on how I took myself from my parents' basement to a real estate millionaire, and how you can do it too. Check it out. I want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.